Should we put a little bit more oomph into it?
Okay, so get ready to fire.
Yes!
Hi, it's Todd of Todd's Workshop here, and today we're going to talk about a television programme I worked on years ago now called Scrapheap Challenge, and it was a Scrapheap Challenge All-Stars, so it was a special all-comers competition, basically. And the one that we're talking about, the episode was called Ballistas. Not that there was a single ballista in it, but that was what it was called. Scrapheap Challenge, you get two teams, and they compete against each other to build a machine, something big, something dynamic, something active. And they build that machine in one day out of basically rubbish. Now, you get certain stars throughout the show, but one of the main characters from day one, really, was a guy called Bowser. And so they brought back Bowser to put into a team to compete against the general public on this one. The format was a bit different. A fantastic woman called Nikki Woolmer, who is sharp as a tack and really, really capable, and also very lovely as well. And then, because it was a shooting challenge, I had been an expert on the show 5 times doing sort of shooting type stuff, or 4 times before then, doing shooting type things. So they pulled me in as the 3rd team member. And just as a side, by chance, the other engineer when I was working on it was a guy called Owen Bush. Runs a fantastic forging school in the UK called Bushfire Forge, and he's a fantastic pattern welder. I met Owen first on that show just by complete chance. So we put the team together of Nikki, Bowser and myself, and we effectively threw the competition out to the nation saying, we're going to build one of these things, we're going to shoot it at Bodlewyddan Castle in Wales. So we decided to make a springily. So this is a piece of torsion artillery where you have 2 bundles of ropes and 2 arms, so much like a Roman catapulta or ballista, same sort of setup. Now, we did what was called an in-swinger, or known slang-wise as an in-swinger. So the 2 arms actually rotate like that, and that gives you a higher rotational distance on the arms, i.e. you've got a longer time to thrust the bolt than if you'd done the more traditional ones, which is an out-swinger, where they rotate like that. I can't remember altogether, but you have something like 80 degrees of movement on an out-swinger compared to, let's just say 120. So there's quite a significant difference between the 2 systems. So we went for an in-swinging system. But then we need, Scrapheap Challenge, you don't want to just remake things, you've got to make them different. That's the whole point. So we decided to do the thing differently, that we had our 2 bundles of cord, and then actually under the bundles of cord, we had hydraulic pistons. And so rather than you pulling the arms back under tension, if you release the pistons, there's no spring in the cords now, there's no tension. So you can just pull the string back, hook it into the trigger system very easily, very simply. And then you pump the pistons up, and that stretches the cords. And that's what then gives you the torsion on the torsion arm system.
On the sound of the horn.
Good luck, guys. Getting ready to fire? Fire.
Yes! That went straight through the target.
I mean, what was very interesting is we tested it the week before, and it was unbelievable. The power was extraordinary. And we were so pleased with ourselves. And then in the next week, I thought, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of that air in it, because it took a long time to pump it up because there was some air in the hydraulic system. So we bled it and took the air out, and then it tested it again, and it worked, but it wasn't great. And we scratched our heads for a long time, and it was only after we did the show, it was good enough, and we won, actually, which is amazing. First time ever in the history of Scrapheap All-Stars teams that the right team, if you like, won. What we did afterwards was we thought about why the performance has suddenly dropped off. And what was interesting is, of course, under hydraulics, you have no compression in the system at all. So you pump up the oil, and it is at, let's say, 1,000 psi. It stretches the cords as much as the cords will take. But then, what you've done is you've hardly moved the piston at all, and the cords have hardly moved at all, and as the arms swing through, the tension comes off the cords, and effectively, you begin to lose power through the stroke. The first time we'd set it up, we had air in the system. So you pump the oil up to 1,000 psi. The air is also compressed to 70 bar. And what that means is as the arms go through the stroke, the air that is compressed in the system might drop from only or from 1,000 psi down to, let's say, 950 psi, but it means that the power at the end of the stroke is still almost full power. Whereas if you've got the hydraulics, it might have started at 1,000 psi, but might have dropped to 200 psi at the end. So, although it was a great machine, it was good fun, actually the potential of it was when it was set up incorrectly and it had air in the system. And I've always, for the last 12 years, wanted to go back and rebuild another one with half hydraulic, half pneumatic system, which is accidentally what we'd produced in the first place. And the setup was just fantastic. Anyway, so we went there and it was great, and you need a bit of show and drama, so we put flames on the front, you know, because that's what you got to do. There was the other inventions where there was some fantastic ones in there, so catch the episode on YouTube if you can. But there was a bunch of kids turned up with a giant crossbow made of skis, which did fantastically well. And there was a bunch of scientists from South Wales somewhere who had basically like a tennis ball launching machine, I mean, it was just like something NASA had made. It was just unbelievable, with 2 rolling wheels. And it was highly accurate. You know, at 100 metres, it was getting in a 2-foot circle kind of thing. You could just dial in the range, because they'd done all the ranges. It was all operated by computer. It was unbelievable until they left it out in the rain. And that scuppered their day, and in fact, thankfully saved ours, because otherwise they would have had it. But anyway, that was Giant Darts on Scrapheap Challenge, Scrapheap Challenge All-Stars with Todd, Bowser and Nicky Walmer. So thank you very much.